What you're seeing on the internet and all that stuff, that's only stuff to get you riled up, to get those negative energy flowing. You know, you want to watch some on YouTube or something like that, watch some education. I'm just gonna teach you good things. It's gonna elevate your knowledge.
Yeah.
Start a little garden or something. Just do something positive. Take your mind off the world and worry about yourself. You can't save the world. Jesus couldn't even save the world, people.
Yeah. Yep.
He preached and preached and preached and preached, and they still killed him.
Yep.
And you're doing the same thing. Worry about thyself.
Yeah, you're right, man.
Right with the Most High. So when you die, you don't have to say nothing when you stand in front of him. You ain't got to explain nothing. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
He's not going to hold you accountable for what nobody else did but what you did.
Exactly. I definitely understand.
Don't worry about these other weed and tires. Don't worry about that. Let them do what they want. You do what you got to do to get yourself right.
The Bluetooth is a 32
I'm going to be able to tell. As soon as I touch you, I'm going to know. So, surprise me.
I definitely will.
You'll be alright, Pete.
Say it again, Carson.
You care a lot. You care about the world.
Yeah.
That's your problem. You care too much. And there is a such thing as caring too much. You care too much. You might not see it as a bad thing, but somebody from the outside looking, yeah, you're too emotional about things that you shouldn't be. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But tone it down a little bit. Focus on yourself. Wake up in the morning, go hug Mama, give her a kiss, hey Mama, I love you, I'm glad you're still here with me. Start your day off like that. It's too easy to do that. It's easy to do the wrong thing and it's hard to do the right thing. So once you get into a routine of doing the right thing, hugging people, telling them you love them, people in your life, and other people start to see that too.
Right.
They'll change and come to you. They'll start listening to you. But you have to give them love first. Okay?
Yeah.
Trust is not something you get right away. You have to put yourself out there. Put that love out there. Put that care out there. And I'm not talking about big things. Like I told you before, you can wake up in the morning, give Mama a hug, hey, Mama, I love you. I'm glad you're still here with me today.
Power off.
Yeah.
And then you go start your business. Mama feel good that day. You feel good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Small things.
Some things I'm gonna have to program. Exactly.
Yeah.
Some things I'm gonna have to program myself to do too, because raised up under the customs of America, you know how some people, certain things, you.
Yeah, I understand that too, Pete. But
Yeah.
let me tell you this. Just because you live in America don't mean you have to act like Americans.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just because I'm American don't mean I have to act like I'm American in Germany. Okay?
Yeah.
You can be the exception to the rule. Just because you're America growing up in Louisiana don't mean that you have to act like that. Just because you grew up in the ghetto don't mean you have to be ghetto.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You still young. You still got time to do anything you want to do. You can wake up tomorrow and change and leave all that stuff alone. It's up to you. You can either hear me today what I'm talking about, take heed to it, or you don't. That's up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's your choice. That is free will.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Instead of being hateful and showing all this, like I said, just start a blue, give my mom a hug, or, tell her you love her, or, do something nice for her, That's what we as a people need to start doing.
Start doing that, huh?
We need to start being nice to each other. We need to start loving. We need to let the past alone. I don't call my mom and my dad and talk about, what they didn't do for me. I can't do nothing about the past no more. But what I can do is change my future. I can let my parents know that I love them, that I care about them, that whatever they did or didn't do in the past doesn't matter because we are not living in the past no more. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Yeah,
it's not gonna happen overnight,
Yeah.
Sometimes I still struggle with it.
Yeah, because
you have to start step by step, little by little.
Yeah.
Just do that for me. Just start trying a little bit hard. That's all I'm asking. Show that love and affection, even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
It's gonna heal you. It's gonna make you quit thinking about other people. You're gonna feel good inside. You're gonna smile to yourself when you know that you are a good person. That you don't let other people manipulate you into negative emotion. Are you a descendant of Jacob or not?
No, huh?
Are you a descendant of Jacob or not?
I would say yes.
If you say yes to a descendant, if you are a descendant of Jacob, then you can do better. Just the way you told me that you stopped doing this stuff at 13, you can stop right now the crazy stuff you're doing and change. And go back to that Peter who was laughing, who was loving, who always had something to tell us. Go back to that, Peter.
Yeah.
Go back to that love. Go back to that connection with your own family.
Yeah, because I think I remember it does bring back memories when I had that connection.
I remember you back then. When I see you in a couple months, that's who I want you to be striving to be at. That good-hearted uncle that I knew.
I will.
You ain't never been like Bobby. You ain't never been like Walter. You ain't never been like none of your brothers and sisters. Be you. Be Clarence Ray. That's it. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. None of that. You're a good man.
Yeah.
That means more than anything.
Yeah.
Because you got people out here who claim they're geniuses, but they're evil.
Yeah. Exactly. You're right, brother. I mean,
Be a good, loving person. Be a descendant of Jacob. Every time you think you want to get upset or somebody ain't listen to you or something, you think back to what I'm telling you. Are you a descendant of Jacob or are you on the side of Esau? Which one are you?
I say I want to be on the side of Jacob, not on the side of Esau.
You want want to be or you need to be?
See, I wants to be on the side of Jacob.
You want to be on the side of Jacob. There you go. And so now, if you're on the side of Jacob, what do?
You walk in the light.
There you go. I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, you're not stupid.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah, I sure appreciate it, brother. You know, because yeah.
Nobody ever thought, especially me. I always thought you were smart, to be honest.
Yeah. I noticed that, you know, growing up in a society, you know.
How many other people can read the Bible and know verse by verse like that?
Well, not many. I say that. Oh, man. Say it again, Say it again.
The Bible is hundreds of pages, thousands, and you know it's front and back. I couldn't even tell you 3 books of the Bible, 4, but you know all of them. And yet I have more education than you, but some stuff you know better than me. Right?
Well, I mean, I don't want to put it in that term like that. I don't want to put it in that. Mm-hmm.
I have more education than you, but when it comes to wisdom, you have more than me.
Yeah, but I mean, you know,
use your status as a descendant of Jacob to be a force of good, like you've always been.
Yeah, and
don't let people change you.
And everything that you say, brother, I'm gonna go and pray. I'm gonna pray over it. I'm gonna pray that I get myself more together.
Be respectful toward your mother. Be respectful toward older people. You know, because if you can't respect them, if you can't give them love and support, how are you gonna get it to God?
Yeah, that's true, brother. That is.
Right?
Yeah, you can't do it.
Bend the knee, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Bend the knee.
Yeah, because I said, man.
Being disciplined doesn't mean you're giving up anything. Being disciplined means you are a person that cannot be manipulated.
Oops.
Information you're attempting to call is not included in your current Metro by T-Mobile plan. Please call 611 for more information about your plan.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead. I was talking to my nephew on this one here. He was giving me some advice about not giving up and don't let things negative, you know, energy get to you and stuff like that. You know, and I needed that, you know, and you know, and I'm thankful more than what I can even tell you, you know. So my desire is to get on the right path and be fully on that path and be and excuse, and everything that I do, hopefully that it be pleasing to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm striving for. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing to me. And if other people, like you trying to save everybody, you know, Hello? Yeah, hello? Yeah, I accidentally hit a button and it knocked you off. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want you to, just take heed what I'm saying. Just listen. Be a better person. That's all.
Yeah.
Respect your mother. Respect your father. Love everybody, or at least try to. Some people, they ain't worth your love, so you don't even waste your time.
Bam, I got a question I want to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you say love everybody, why would the Most High God say in Romans chapter 9, verse 13, he said, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. That means God loves Jacob. But Esau have I hated. And then Paul said, is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. That means hell no. Why would God make that statement and say that he loved Jacob, but he hate Esau? Why would he actually have hatred in it when you say love everybody? Because...
Okay. Listen to me. See, you've taken that out of context. You have to, when you are a descendant of Jacob, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine you live back in that time, the time of Jacob.
Okay.
His early descendants, okay?
Okay.
Now. We are loving people.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
We are loving people, right? So if God hates Esau because he knows he's not going to change.
Yes.
That's the cold hard truth.
Yes.
He can't be redeemed, okay? So if you, as a descendant of Jacob,
okay,
have in your heart, in your spirit, for anybody, how are you any different from them? I'm not saying you go out and hug them and tell them you love them and all that stuff, okay? You are supposed to keep your heart pure.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so based on let me show you this right here. Right here. It says, okay, there's a scripture right here in Obadiah. I want to read this to you right here. Obadiah 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. And I'm going to read all the way down to 18. And I want you to get this in. And this is talking about the nation of Esau. All right. Now, here I go. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 17. The Bible says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. And there shall be holiness in the house of Jacob. That's what we're talking about now. And Jacob shall possess their possessors. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So it says the house of Esau gonna be for stubble. That means they're gonna be like burnt to ashes or whatever. We said there will not be any remaining of the house of Esau. So this is a prophecy that Obadiah saw, that all of the nation of Edom, Esau, is going to be wiped off the planet. And so this is actually a future prophecy. This is a prophecy that has never happened. He said Esau, the house of Joseph and Jacob, is going to be a flame. It's going to be power in that day. But
what is flame?
Huh?
What does flame do? Burn to ashes, right?
Yeah, that's right. So he said Esau going to be wiped off.
Okay then. So if you putting hate in your heart, you're gonna be ashes.
Okay, what I'm saying is, it says that the house of there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, but the Lord has spoken it.
Oh, of course, I know that.
It says that Esau and them, they're gonna be wiped off the planet.
I know it from another point of view. Why do you think all the mixing stuff is going on right now?
Okay.
They're trying to preserve themselves.
Okay.
Okay. telling you.
Okay.
And listen to me. Listen to me.
Okay.
We are the chosen. Okay?
Yeah.
We are the house of Jacob.
That's right.
We are not supposed to be like the others. Okay? We serve a higher purpose. When you put hate and when you put malice in your heart, you are no different than the house of Esau. Okay?
Yes.
We are not made to be like that. You are not made to hate them no matter what they do to you. Because if you return the hate, you are no different than them.
Okay. I'm hearing what you're saying, Bear. I'm hearing what you're saying.
You are no different than them. If I go out and kill somebody, kill one of my own brothers, like so many young black men do. If I go out and kill one of my own brothers, how am I any different from Cain? How am I any different from Esau? You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
You cannot call yourself a descendant of Jacob and you got this malice in your heart. This jealousy, this hatred for other people. The Most High already told you who they are. So you don't have to hate them. You don't have to do anything. It's already been written, just like you said, right? It's been written that they are not going to be on this earth for much longer, right?
Yes, right.
It's been written. So why care about them? If you know that they're going to go away.
No, I don't. Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions. That's all.
Yeah. And I'm answering the question.
I have another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a scripture in Proverbs 6 and verse 16. Before I read that, I want to ask you this question. Do you believe that God hates?
Of course he does.
Oh, okay, then yes.
Like the Bible, don't it?
Huh?
It said, you just told me what he said.
Yes.
I've loved Jacob and I hate Esau. You know why he hates Esau?
Why?
Because he refused to repent.
Yeah, he hated because he repented and he committed violence against his brother Jacob.
Unforgivable sin.
Huh?
He committed him and his descendants committed unforgivable sins against the Most High's chosen people.
That's right.
If I go out of here and kill a black man, my own brother, what different am I to Esau and his people?
I agree. That's right. We're on the same page. Then. No, he said the Bible's telling us to don't be like Esau.
Exactly. Don't have hatred in your heart, not even for them.
Well, look. Now that's gonna lead me to another question. When you said that, before I get to it, all right, hold on. All right. Just hold your thought. I want you to answer this for me right quick. Just give me a minute. A couple of seconds. Let's see here. Psalms. Okay. Proverbs. Okay. Ecclesiastes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So no hate. You said we not supposed to have hatred in our hearts against other. Okay, I want to read. I just want to make sure I'm getting some clarity on this here based upon what you're saying. All right, I'm gonna read Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Just take mine since Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. The Bible says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant, not a time to plant." And a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, A time to get, a time to lose, a time to keep, a time to cast away. Verse 7, a time to read, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. 8, now here's the key word. Verse 8, a time, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So the reason why I read that is that I'm thinking about when God said, now see, we took years ago before I even came into this truth and got as far as I am now. We was all loving the white man because they was killing our people and shooting our people down in the streets and things of that nature. And no matter what they did, we embraced them, loved them, walking side by side with them, marching in the streets and all that kind of stuff. And it got us nowhere. Loving the very ones that's killing us in the streets. So I said that this verse has a lot to do with, it's a time we love them, but it's a time for us to refrain from trying to hug these people because these are the very oppressing us in our neighborhood and stuff like that. And they took and turned around, not only that, but painted God as a so-called Caucasian man and put a white image out into the world and forced that image all across the globe. And you supposed to turn around and take and love these people that actually push this evil on our people and rape, robbed, and murdered our people. And you're telling me that we should actually embrace these people and love these same people that hate our guts this day, and that they pushed that false image, stole your identity, and done everything to you, rape your parents, rape your grandpa, rape your grandmother, and you're telling what I'm saying, that they're saying that you're supposed to embrace somebody that have did something like this to your child. That would be just like if somebody would take I'm just gonna say so-called white man, done something to your child or rape your child, and then all of a sudden after he done ravish your daughter or ravish your child, then you supposed to take and go up there and give the man a hug and say, I love you in a way God loves you. And based upon that, the Bible's telling us to refrain from these people and loving the very ones oppressing you, but love the enemy. When he said love your neighbor, he said love the enemy of your own people and not the other nations outside of Jacob.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Have every black person you've met in your life treated you right?
No, they have not.
Okay, so
because
if every black person ain't treated you right, your own people, okay, what's the difference between them,
okay,
the house of Esau, and people who murder their own kind?
I would say it like this.
People who murder their own. Okay, let me ask you this. If another black man walked into your house right now, robbed y'all, shot Momo in the head and killed her, a black man,
okay,
how do you feel about him?
Well, you would hate him. You would want to take revenge on him.
You would hate him and want to take revenge, even though he's your brother.
Yeah. So, I tell you what. Then.
Okay. So the unjust hate you have for the white people, it's the same hate you would have for a black man if they did the same thing that you hate whites for doing did to you.
Okay. So
this is what I'm telling you. You are caught up in this race thing. You are caught up.
Can I read the text?
Let me finish.
Okay.
You are caught up in this Jacob versus Esau thing.
Okay.
And you're not seeing that majority of our people are no different than them.
Yeah.
A nigga will stab you in the back quicker than somebody else from the outside would. I know this from experience, Peter. Majority of black men sitting behind bars for murder is because they murdered another black man.
Yeah.
Very few cases are, somebody got wrongfully convicted of murder or something like that. That happened back in the day. These days, niggas are killing each other. I've seen it with my own eyes in New Orleans. Niggas are killing each other. So the unjust hate, if you're going to have hate for white people, you should have hate for them niggas too. At the same amount.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay?
But, yeah. There's a scripture here in Leviticus 19 and verse 18, verse 17. It said, huh?
You know who Malcolm X is?
Yes, I do. He was a man for the black civil cause of civil rights movement that was against the so-called blacks from being discriminated because of the color and of their skin and being
Who killed him?
His own people. I say.
Thank you.
Let me address that statement.
Who sold out Jesus?
Huh?
Who sold out Jesus? Who went to the Romans to snitch on him?
I would say his own people.
His own people.
But
But nothing, Peter.
okay.
I see where you're going with this, and I understand you. But you have to understand me. I used to think just like you. The white man this, the white man that. They the reason why we in this situation here.
You don't think so?
Huh?
You don't think so? Huh?
Of course I do. I'm not stupid. But I also know that we have a bunch of Judases around here too.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of people, so-called black people, who actually hate black people and do everything they can to tear down their own people. Those are the people you should be hating. Spies in our community. People going back reporting what they seeing and what they hearing. Our own people. If you want to have hate for anybody, you have hate for them. It's in white's nature to be like that against us.
Say it again.
It's in their nature to be like that against us. Don't you understand that?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
then, so if it's in their nature to be like that, why hate them?
Well,
Do
there.
you hate a tiger for hunting? A lion for hunting, killing other stuff for food? They doing what they ain't supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's the way they were made.
Yeah, that's right.
The way the house of Esau were made. You even said it yourself. They were put here to chastise us. The Most High created them.
Yeah.
If He created them, it was for a reason.
Do you know what their judgment is for how they did that though? Do you know what they there's in Revelation 13 verse 9 it tells us what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to it and I'm gonna show it to you.
Our people are led astray for lack of knowledge.
Yep. Revelation 13 and verse 9. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It said, if any man have an ear, let him hear. That means understand. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Okay, let's talk going into talking about how George Floyd and how they murder our people. You see what I'm saying? So this is telling us captivity is another word for slavery. They led our people into slavery during the slave trade. And so everything that they done to us, it's going to recompense, it's going to return back, and it's going to come back on them for what they have done.
Did you know George Floyd wasn't a good person?
Huh?
Did you know he had a record as long as, wall-jacking somebody? Did you know that, he had felons on his record, that he was actually a bad person?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And like, it's going back into how our people was trained and manipulated into hating each other by the Europeans, because before they ever came over here, our people was loving each other and all of that. But when the Europeans came over here and they took and they made over 5,000 treaties with the native Indians, trading lands and promised them the gold and silver and things of that nature. They tricked the natives and went in and started killing so many Native American people because the Europeans came over here and they stole this land. They manipulated the natives over here, and that's how they took this land. And so our people was manipulated by the Europeans to start having odds and hating each other and going against each other, killing each other in the streets and stuff, because they implemented that over here. Just like they take and they bring who's providing the instruments for them to bring the drug. See what it is. See, they provided and creating these diseases and stuff like that, and they bringing these diseases over here and they put them in the African American community, and they creating the instruments and creating the guns and all of that, and they bringing the guns and instruments and providing the tubes and our people go right there and they get those tubes, and they get them because the people who is in control of the earth, like what you said a couple of hours ago, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So the hands of the wicked, the people that's actually controlling this earth and this world, the whole world worldwide, is the so-called white man. So what they're doing, they are providing the instruments and the tools for our people is to be this way. You know?
Let me ask you something. I was a white man, okay? Imagine I was a white man.
Okay.
I came to you and I said, hey, I'll give you $1 million if you go kill 10 of your brothers, or if you go stir up hate between your own people. I'll take care of you. Would you do it?
No, I would do it.
You wouldn't sell out your own people, right?
No.
Okay then. So that's what, it's not a house divided, it is a house that falls.
But our people was manipulated.
Not manipulated. They
Oh.
was not manipulated. They was not.
You don't think so?
No. Can you be manipulated with money? If a white man came to you and told you, hey, you're going to kill your brothers or I'm going to kill you, what would you do?
Well, bam. I tell you what. Would you?
Answer the question, Peter.
Huh?
If a white man came to you right now and said, I'll give you $1 million
No, I wouldn't do it.
and to go out there and kill your brothers.
No.
If you don't go out there and kill your brothers, I'm going to kill you. What would you do?
I'd be like, hell no. You gonna have to do it.
You're just going to have to kill me, right?
Yeah, you just gonna have to do it. You damn lie. You know, I probably cuss him out too.
Okay then. So our people are not manipulated. They give in.
Let me show you this here. Let me read this to you. Isaiah 42 and 22. And I want to you do the math on this here. I want you to do the math. I'm gonna read this here and you do the math on it. Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snares and holes. Now, when it says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled, you read that in the context, it's talking about Jacob. So if these people are robbed, when somebody robbed you, is they asking to be robbed? Or is they, when you think of rob, what do you think of when you think of robbery? You think you're being forced into doing something.
There's no such thing as forced into doing anything.
But look what it says here. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. See, our people have been robbed and spoiled. These people robbed and spoiled our people. When you rob, like somebody come up to you and pull a gun on you and say, I want you to give me all your money. Pow, I'm going to kill you or whatever. That means they forcing you. That they taking something from you. The definition of robber is somebody just taking something. They don't care what you say or what you do. They're going to take it from you.
So what you're telling me is,
I'm telling you right here in Isaiah 4.
if somebody threatened your life, you would do what they say so you can live.
No, you ain't gonna do what they say, but you got a lot of our people was manipulated. See, our people was robbed and spoiled. It didn't say that this is a people that choose to be or say, hey, we want the people, we want these other nations of people is to come over here, and we want these other nations of people is to rob us. Oh yeah, I want to be robbed. Do you want to be robbed? Yeah, I want to be robbed. Come over here and rob. No. We if you say hell no, I don't want to be robbed. No, you know, they say if you don't do such and such, if you don't say yes, I want to be robbed, I'm gonna shoot you or whatever. No, don't kill me. And then they take and start firing you up with a bunch of shots. Or we gonna take everything you got. And you're like, hell no, you ain't bringing your ass in here and taking my shit. No, you ain't coming in here taking my stuff. And then they turn around and they try to do it and strip you down and strip you of everything you got and take it from you. Rob means that they fought. It's like the force of they took it from you.
Peter,
Again,
listen to me carefully. There is no such thing as manipulation. There is no such thing as somebody taking something from you.
Let me ask you this. Okay.
Our people, let me finish.
Okay.
Majority of our people have given in to the wicked thing. They've given in so much to wicked stuff till they're willing to stab their own brothers in the back.
Okay.
That is how we were taken over. That is how we were taken over as a people. Because you have so many people who's willing to sell out. They couldn't have took over us. Think about it. I'm military minded. I know stuff like this. You can't take over a house unless it's divided. You hear me? People willing to turn their back on the Most High and turn their back on their own people. These are the people that they use to separate us. Okay?
Yeah.
And when you are separated, when you are...
I got another text for you.
Yeah. When you are not strong, when your foundation is not strong as a people, and you have those little weak links in the chain,
okay,
the chain is going to eventually break.
Okay.
So it is not their fault that we're in the situation we're in. Who created them?
The God did.
Okay then.
Okay, wait a minute.
Life is ready to pass.
I want to read this to you. Exodus 1 and 13. Exodus 1 and 13. The Bible says, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. When it says they made them, that means they was forced. Rigor means hard bondage. You see what I'm saying? This is the beginning. This was the first slavery that Jacob was in. Yes, this was the first slavery that Jacob was in. And because when they disobeyed the commandments of the Most High God had allowed these taskmasters is to afflict them. Right up here in verse 12 of Exodus said, but the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, to my Israel. And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. That means because of Jacob. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. And in mortar and in brick. That means they was building, like they building mortar and bricks and in all manner of services in the field. This is talking about when our ancestors worked hard in the field, Jacob did. And all the service wherein they made them serve with rigor. So what I'm saying was, because they didn't want to keep the commandments of God, God allowed these enemies is to come and do this to them, just like he did to Job. Job, God told the devil, he said, you can do whatever you want to Job, but don't kill him. Don't kill it. You can do whatever you want, but don't kill it. And so it's the same with the children of Israel, because they disobeyed the Most High God. God allowed these enemies is to rule over them and afflict them for whatever that reason. And so he said they made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. So it was like they was forced. A lot of these customs that we have was beat into our people by our ancestors. Our ancestors, these other nations, beat these customs into us. They beat white Jesus into our people. And this is the reason why a lot of our people is hard-headed and they don't want to listen, is because the forefathers of the Europeans, they persecuted and beat their customs into into Jacob, into the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, who are the real Jews according to the Bible.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna ask you just one question.
Okay.
To solve everything you've been telling. Well, two questions. Number one, do you dislike white people? Just be honest.
Yes, I do.
You dislike them.
Uh-huh.
Number two, who sent them upon us?
The Most High.
Okay then. So what you're saying is you're mad at them, but you're also mad at the Most High for putting us through all of it.
No, I'm not mad at God, because what we did it to ourselves. But he created.
We did it to ourselves.
Okay. I mean, we went away from his commandments.
We went away from him. So
yes.
He sent these people to basically, excuse my French, to shit on us. The Most High sent these people.
Yes.
So we are supposed to be better. We are like children being chastised right now.
Yes, that's right. That's why he said children of Israel.
Okay. We are being children being chastised because we did not keep the commandments. And how many black people today are keeping their commandments that you know of?
Not hardly.
How many?
None.
Okay then. So
it's a very few.
Black people don't want to act right. The Most High sends these people
to punish us.
Okay then. So it's not like they're doing it out of malice. They're doing it because the Most High says do it. Because we are not following the law.
Yeah.
And that's why I told you earlier from 2-3 hours ago. Take care of yourself. Once you start following in the light, you will be exempt from the hardships of what they can bring down on you. God will put you in a place to where you are not experiencing that hatred and stuff no more from white people. You understand what I'm saying? Get yourself right. Don't worry about nobody else. I got myself right, and I don't have to worry about them because I am protected now.
Okay.
I am washed in the blood. I am protected. They don't bother me anymore. You keep living in this hatred and this all of this stuff. It's like
I have another text for you in the New Testament too.
They know exactly who you are and they're gonna torment you.
Hey, look, I got another text for you. What you reference to what you just said.
Yeah.
Second Thessalonians, the second epistle of Paul the apostle to the Thessalonians, chapter 1 and verse 6. The Bible saying, "Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you." That's talking about Esau. He said people look at it. We was taught that no matter what, we supposed to love them and this and that and the third. But if he loved every single body, then he wouldn't just punish one nation of people and have one nation of people over us. So he said, if you look forward to saying that you want your enemies to be destroyed, the Most High said that is a righteous thing, because when you want revenge upon your enemy, the Most High said it's righteous. It's a righteous thing. It's a righteous hatred. There's a such thing as having a righteous hatred towards your enemy. He says, seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So when those who trouble us and drive up in our neighborhood, pull us over and give us tickets to say your ticket is expired, and boom, I'm gonna give you $200 ticket. The Most High said it is a righteous thing to hope one day that you get revenge on these nations that did that to you. And he said it's right, it's righteous. But a lot of grew up to believe that it's wrong to actually hate our enemy. We grew up following that because it was beat into our forefathers. They beat that into us no matter what they did to us, even during slavery, as it was I was reading. We get to the point to where we started bonding with these same people, just like Stockholm Syndrome. I know you heard of Stockholm Syndrome, to where we are programmed is to bond love with the very people that has been abusing us, the very people that have sexually abused our people down through generation, and which is the so-called white people. We have been conditioned that no matter what, to love our captives, no matter what. And the Most High said in 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6, again, seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So he's saying it is a righteous thing that you want revenge on your enemy. It is a righteous thing that you want your enemy is to be destroyed for giving you a false Jesus. It is a righteous thing that you want your enemy is to be killed, just like they was killing our people in the streets. It is a righteous thing that you want your enemy is to be put down for rape and robbing and murdering your people and pushing homosexuality upon our people. It is a righteous thing that you hate your enemy, because that is a righteous hatred, because you want hatred against those very people that have did that to you. Now, let me go to Galatians 6 and 7. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Look what the Bible says. Galatians 6 and 7. It says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. When it say God is not, don't be deceived, God is not mocked, that means these people are mocking to be righteous people, but they actually mocking God and killing his people in the streets every day. And he says that whatsoever man, he's talking about the man, he's talking about the enemy, the Esau. He's saying that whatsoever they sow, he said that shall they also reap. And this is a prophecy one day that this is going to happen. When, you know what I mean? Because they actually in the kingdom, the Jacob is going to be the going to take Esau and going to put Esau in chains and capture them and put them in prison, just like they got a lot of our people in prison to this day. Just like the white men running the world and they are the wicked that's running this planet, the tables are going to be turned. And this is a future promise. And this is in Isaiah 14:1, is that we're going to take over and we're going to put them in chains and captivities. And the way they've been shooting our people down in the streets and in working our forefathers and foremothers in the field, in the cotton field, cleaning their toilets and doing all kinds of stuff for them, cooking and cleaning for them and slaving for them, the tables are going to be turned. They're going to have to come to us for everything.
Peter, you just told me 5 minutes ago, I asked you who sent this punishment down or this hatred and stuff down on us, and you said the Most High.
Yes.
So, you're contradicting yourself right now. You saying that we should take revenge and do to them what they did to us.
Oh no. I'm not saying that we should go out there and kill all white people. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that we should take revenge. That's not what I'm not inciting violence.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I asked you earlier, who sent them upon us? Who is allowing this to happen?
God allowed it.
Okay, so if the Most High is allowing this to happen, it's for a reason.
Yes.
Because our people are still acting fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
It's not you. It's not me. Turn on your TV, go to YouTube, or even go outside and see how black people act.
I know.
You tell me with a straight face when I see you that we don't deserve this as an entire people.
Right here. This is what, our forefathers was rebellious. Here it is right here. Isaiah chapter 30 and verses 9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. That means they won't listen. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesying not unto us right things, speaking unto us smooth things, prophesying deceit. That's right. So he said that. Huh?
Let me ask you something.
Okay, go ahead.
Have you ever been beaten by white men?
Not physically.
I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay? And I want you to answer them truthfully to me.
Okay.
Have you ever been beaten by white men?
Yeah.
Physically. I'm not talking about online or anything like that. I'm talking about physically in the street.
No.
Have you ever been kidnapped?
Yes.
Have you ever been to prison?
Oh, you mean physically been to prison?
Yes.
No.
Have you ever been around? Do you know what prison is?
Prison is mean just slavery.
Slavery.
Yeah.
This is for the people who break the most high laws. Okay? Walter, Bobby, my brother. All people who break laws.
Right.
Okay? You have never been in a situation to where you were helpless against white folks. The only way you are put in a situation like that is if you are wicked yourself. I'm 33 years old and I don't know nobody who didn't deserve to go to prison. I've seen things when I was growing up that I shouldn't. And you know who the most of the wicked stuff I've seen the people around me doing?
What?
My own people. My own people.
That's
Poisoning people, shooting people, killing each other. The white man don't have to do it because now we're doing it to ourselves. And this is why I told you earlier, stop worrying about them because we have a problem in our own family. We need to love each other. We need to come back to all of the good things that used to be in our life. When was the last time you heard somebody going to a family reunion?
oh my goodness. I can't even
You can't even remember the last time you went to a family reunion. Why is that? We hate each other.
We
so
hate each
much.
other. I want to kind of address what you said in the beginning when you said, have I ever been in prison? Okay, even though I never have been in the physical prison before, I have been in mental prison. And mental prison, they all still have a tied connection. Just like if you ask me, have you ever been in the field and then had your backs beat in? In the ancient world. I ain't been into the ancient world. I know slavery happened back then, but we are still living the mental result. They all still have a tied connection, and we are still the results of that modern day slavery.
Let me ask you something. Did you get whoopings as a child?
Yes, I did by my parents. Huh?
Who whooped you?
My mother.
For what?
Because I done something wrong. Went in there and probably went somewhere I wasn't supposed to go out the house or leave out the house and something like that.
Okay. Something you did that you wasn't following the rules.
Right.
Okay? This is in your home. You learned at 13, like, hey, let me straighten up and do what I gotta do. And you've been like that now that you're 46 now and you're still the same way, even better.
Yeah.
Okay, your own brothers, for example, didn't listen at home, getting in trouble, then they went out into the world. Your time to learn what to do is when you're a child. Because if you get up in age, your parents can chastise you then. You get a little whooping, you get a little beating, perhaps a little, whelps on your back or something, but that'll go away with time. And it'll be done by your own people that's doing it because they love you.
Right.
When you grow age, you are on your own then. If you go out and do stuff and get in trouble, now you are an adult and you should know better. And the Most High is going to put you with those people who are going to torture you and mess up.
Right.
And mess you up.
Right.
Every person who I've known, who were saying, oh yeah, the white man, this when I was growing up. This is when I was growing up as a child, in high school, in middle school. Because black friends I was around.
Okay.
Because I was mostly 100% around black people when I was younger. I never even talked to a white person until, the first time I ever talked to a white person was when I moved to Georgia.
Okay.
In Louisiana, you didn't have to interact with white people unless she was an adult and got in trouble.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you is, you changed before you got an adult. See, when you're a child, you can get in trouble. You know, even the police will bring you back home, right?
Yeah, I was living in the era where the police is the thing. They bought you.
As a child, the police back in the day, they brought you to your mother. Keep your son off the streets now. When you made a certain age,
my mother would go to the police station and get me.
And they would let you go home, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because you're still in a learning phase, and you know you're still a child. When you get 18 and you start doing stuff, so the Most High said, okay, you're grown now. So if you go out and do something wrong, you go to prison. You go where I've seen the rest of that.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to your brother. They listened as a kid, and when they grew up, so I was doing the same thing. Same with my brother. I tried so hard to talk to him because I knew his fate, either in prison or jail.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you this, Peter. I know you have a dislike. Believe me, I was the same way, even worse to you. I used to pick fights with them for no reason, just because of, you know, my perceived hate. You know what I mean? I'm talking about we used to throw down with knives and stuff.
Okay.
I got scars all over my body from fights. Getting into it. Going to the hospital because, you know, I didn't do jumps or something like that.
Okay.
I know. When you see me, you're going to be like, how you got all these scars on your body? You know how many surgeries I done had to, you know, 6 tendons and, you know, 2 stabbed with a knife and stuff like that? All because of my hatred for white people. And by the grace of God, when I used to get in fights and stuff like that, I never got in trouble with the prison.
Well, that's because God, He said.
I'm telling you, it's not about, and that's what I said. I can see now from talking to you that you still have this resentment. And this is why I've been talking to you this for so long. How I put aside my day so I can call you and talk to you in Momo. So I can try to get to you before you let that resentment take you to somewhere you don't want to. You at home now. You safe in your house. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Stay there. Let go of that stuff. Because when you're out in this world, you free game. They're going to run through you. And you know why they're going to run through you? Because they run shit. You said it yourself. The reason we haven't did anything about it is people because we don't run shit. You understand?
Yeah.
We don't run shit. They run shit.
Yeah.
I said they should run it now.
But the key.
But right now it's still there. Focus on yourself. Because when it's our turn, we're going to need somebody like you. You hear what I'm telling you?
Yeah. I want to read you something from the Apocrypha. This is the Apocrypha, the King James. I don't know if you ever heard of this here, but I got it right here before me. This was the book that the Roman Catholics, they took out in the 1700s out the Bible. But there is a scripture in Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 10. The Bible says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away, no matter how good he is. It says, so who would pity a charmer that is bitter, that biteth like a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So the one that goes to a sinner is defiled with him in his sins. Who will pity for a while? For yet he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy, here's the verse, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he is imagining how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find an opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Verse 10 says, never trust your enemy, because if they get an opportunity, or if they find an opportunity, he said, never trust thy enemy. That's talking about the other nations. That's talking about Esau. Never trust Esau, no matter what, no matter how sweet he sounds, no matter what he say to you. He said, the Most High said, never trust them because they are your enemy. Psalms chapter 55, Psalm 55 and 21. The Most High says, Psalm 55 verse 21, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn sword. He says in Psalms 55 and 21, he said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. That's how they got this country. And so that's how the white man, which is the devil on the planet, that's how he's going to come to our people. He's going to come smooth, speaking sweet, sweet words. But he says, be aware of all of that. Because he said, never trust thy enemy at no time. And that's what I read here in Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. That means that if you if you see a window that's fogged up, and you wipe, and the more you wipe, you're going to begin to see on the outside. You're going to begin to see through that glass, and you're going to say, damn, this person is wicked as hell. The more you wipe, you begin to see everything. The more you wipe, the clearer you see through that glass, and you can see everything. It's like you got to give it some time. And if you're around a so-called white person or whatever, and those other people, if you're around them long enough, eventually you can get, you're going to see the real them. It's going to come out of them. And that's why the Most High said, never trust. He didn't say sometimes you can trust them and then this time you can't. He says never, at no time, under no circumstance. He said, never trust your enemy. So that I just wanted to address that. Huh?
That's why I'm still alive. Even when I was downrange in the war zone, I didn't trust nobody.
Yep.
I did what I had to do to survive.
He said,
now to this day, that's what I do.
Yep. He said, never trust thy enemy.
Always be on guard.
And our people have been trained.
Your own people, anybody.
Because our people was programmed and conditioned is to be like that toward each other.
Yeah, we are not normally like that. So because we've been exposed to it so much, some of us are weak-minded and we just go and start being like them.
Yeah.
We're all the same, Peter. Everybody's not as strong as you.
Well,
you are one of the people who has one of the strongest wills, you know. But you can't expect everybody to be like you, Peter.
No, I know. I'm aware, of course. That's what you was telling me in the beginning, and
That's what I was telling you in the beginning. You can't expect everybody to be like you. You know you're very intelligent. You speak things that even I'm surprised about. But as I've said, you walk a higher path. You've been this way your entire life. Some of us, like I told you, I just got in this 3-4 years ago. Okay?
Okay. I mean, I understand what you say. I mean,
no, I'm being real with you.
Yeah, because I know you.
I ain't reading a lot.
Yeah.
You've been this your whole life. Not everybody is as strong as you, Peter.
Sometimes I don't even feel strong.
Not everybody is as strong as you.
Well, sometimes, Carson, I don't even feel as strong, brother.
You are. Trust me. If you can avoid these women, especially in Atlanta, and make them stay away from you, you are one of the strongest people I know. Spiritually.
Okay.
because I have been hypnotized numerous of times, you know,
Okay.
and the alcohol and all that stuff only made it worse. You have never been like that. You know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because deep down, you are not like that. You can't be manipulated. I told you that earlier too. I was trying to tell you then.
Yep.
I think now you're starting to understand.
Yeah, I do. You know,
Not everybody is like you, Peter. You would be, if Jesus was around, you would be a prophet. One of his prophets. That's how you are. But not everybody is like that. You notice you only had 12.
yes.
Not everybody is like you, Peter.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to give people some slack. You have to be patient like the Lord. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm gonna take heed to that. Because I feel like God is speaking through you, you know?
One of his disciples was named Peter. Come on.
Yeah. yeah.
Come on. Not everybody is as strong as you. We know you know everything. We know you've been like this your entire life.
Okay.
We are not like you. We make mistakes.
Well, you know what, Bam? It's like this. It's even the people, our people that fail and went into jail. It's still not. It's still in our nature. Is to be righteous. We just been overtaken by His power. It's still in our nature.
There you go. But you are special here. You've barely ever been taken over because you are one of the most high. You understand that?
Yes, I do. I understand,
You are
Carson.
one of the prophets. Everybody else out here weak, you know, giving in to their sins and stuff like that. You are not like that. Not everybody is as strong as you. We still learning.
Yeah.
Give us some time to catch up. You know?
Yeah, that's right, Carson.
Be patient with your people.
Yeah, you gave me something to think about. I learned something as well when you said what you said.
Be patient with us. You know?
Yeah.
We coming. So we're gonna need good people in that new world. You know, we're gonna need, this is the time to sit back and think about your life, think about where you want to go in life. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
Think about what you're doing. Think about how you treat people and stuff like that. You know, most people complain about the time right now, but they really should be sitting back and thinking,
I noticed that I had other women that come up, and when I was in Georgia, and they be wanting, some of them be wanting to like go to bed, and I be like, well, I stand for righteousness, and I don't believe in doing that. I believe in being married and having a relationship. And when I start talking like that, they be like, nah, they don't be wanting to talk no more.
exactly. They be like, who is this dude? Jesus was so hot. You know, they not used to hearing that. They
Yeah.
saying,
They'll say things like,
something like that, you know?
yeah.
They used to manipulate the guys. I was one of them.
Yeah.
But you're not like that. You have the strength to say no.
Yeah.
I believe in marriage.
One time, I was in a situation, I don't think I ever told you. I used to go around and I used to ask young ladies for their numbers because I was trying to get with a woman that's actually, that was spiritual, you know what I mean? That belief, that was into the word like me and whatever else. And so she gave me a phone number, and then something told me to ask, do she have a boyfriend, or is she married or something like that? And she said, well, I'm seeing somebody. And I said, well, no, I can't call you then. I throw the number down in her face. I said, no, I don't want this number. I said, no, I don't want the number.
Yeah. No, man. Very few men, okay, I'll say it like this. Very few men would have did what you did, the right thing.
Yeah.
Any other man would have been like, oh, you seeing somebody better for me. If I can just say, go on about my business. You know, but you did the right thing. It was like, no, I don't do that.
Yeah, I said, if you married, I don't want to have no parts of that.
Exactly. Most guys don't care about that.
Yep.
Do you want to have sex? That's all they need to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what the other stipulations is. I don't care if you're married or whatever.
Hey.
You want to have sex.
Hey, Bam, I'll tell you another incident, Bam, that happened. I don't think I ever told you this thing. I'm gonna tell you another. This was before we had moved to Georgia. They had this woman. She called the phone and she asked for my brother. And I said, they said so and so. I said, no, he's not here right now. And I said, you know my brother? Yeah, I know him. Mentioned his name and everything. And all of a sudden, she said, I see you walking all the time, just like that. And I said, yeah, I do. I said, what do you do? I said, well, I go to church, and I went to going. You know how I am. I go into the spiritual thing because that's all I knew, and that's all I grew up talking about. And she asked me. This was before we went to Georgia, and she said, well, I'm gonna get out of my. I'm gonna be in my birthday suit, and I didn't know what that meant at the time. I said, you say you're gonna be in your birthday suit? She said, I know where you live. I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, all right. So I said, I wonder where this is going. Where this is going? Where is this conversation going? So only thing I can remember, she said, I'm gonna come butt naked, and I'm gonna be in my jumpsuit or whatever. What's that little thing that they have, like a long garment that they sleep in or whatever? It's like a long little thing. They have a gown, a sleeping gown, but they have nothing up under the bottom, pure naked. And I said, well, no. I said, I don't believe. I said, no, I'm not doing. I said, no, I can't do that. I said, she said, why? I said, well, I think I said something about it. I said, when you get here, I said, I'm going to have that anointing all waiting on. I told her, when you get here, I'm going to have the anointing all waiting on. This is no lie. I said it like that. I hardly ever said, but when I said that, she fell out laughing. I said, well, she said, you love God, or you into God? I said, well, I said, well, I said, I believe in the Most High God, and the Most High God, he loves you, and he wants you to be saved, or something like that. I was saying. I said, he came to be the savior of the world. And I said, you know what I'm saying? And I said, he wants to save us from these wicked things. I just went to going off into stuff like that while she was telling me that. I can't remember everything I said, but I went to just mentioning stuff about the Most High God, and the person laughed. And then when I said that, they said, well, oh, okay then. She said, so you don't want to just do it you don't want to go one time? One time, I promise you won't have to worry about me no more. I said, no, I don't want to do it no time. Just like that. And I was I must have been about maybe 27 or 28 at the time. And that was before we had moved to Georgia. So she's like, you don't want to? I said, no. I said, no, I got to turn this down. And she said, well, all right then, something like that. And I ain't never heard from her no more. Now, I don't even know who she is to this day. But, I just said, well, no, I have good moral. That goes against God. I said, have you ever heard of fornication? I said, do you know what fornication means? I said, that means two people that are having sex before marriage. That's what I said. And I said, that's forbidden by the Most High God. It's wrong according to God. And God will put you and me to death for this. That's what I said. And
you see how good you are, like how good of a spirit you have.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely would a man say that.
Yeah, that's true. And I normally wouldn't have said it, but I this time I'm just telling you because I know. Matter of fact, I didn't even normally say that like this on YouTube because I was kind of like it felt weird to me just to say it. You know what I'm saying? But since it came up in the conversation, I just said, well, look, maybe this would be an opportunity for me to say it to Bam while you talk, because I don't get the opportunity to talk to you, and you encourage me. What I appreciate you giving. I feel like this is spiritual medicine that you're giving me, and I'm gonna take heed to it by the grace of God. Because I realize, as old as I am, I'm still doing some purging and some changes in my life as well, even as now. Even though I be tempted and stuff like that. But that's why I told her that. I said, well, I can show it to you in the Bible. I said the word adultery means if I'm married and you not married, that means I'm committing adultery, and that means adultery means I'm married. So that means if I go and have sex with you, I'm committing that's adultery because I'm still married. Now I said me, I don't have nobody, I don't have a woman. So if I'm having sex with you and I'm not married, that means I would be committing fornication. And if you're not married, that means we both will be committing fornication. Or if you married, or let's say if you married, I told her, this is how I was breaking it down to her on the phone. I said, so that means if you married and I'm not married, I'd be committing fornication. And if you married, you'll be committing adultery. So I said, what you just brought to me, I said, that's just adultery. And I said, I'm praying for myself. I told her, I said, I'm praying to be stronger. That's what I told her that. She said, do you have a desire for she was just going on in and from what I can remember, trying to challenge and see where my mind was. So I said, well, I do have those desires, but what I do, I just try to pray and ask the Lord I just ask the Lord to help me. Is to be strong. That's the type of response that I gave. And then they had another response in Georgia. They had this girl. I walked up to her and I asked her, was she married? I said, you have a boyfriend or you married, this and that, because that's how I believe in being respectful, and that's how I approach it, because that's how I was. Even mama can tell you that. And she said, no, I don't have no boyfriend, and I don't have no, I'm not married. She said, why does it matter? And I paused, and I said I paused. And the reason why I paused, I was thinking, I'm like, why would she say it doesn't matter? So I just said, yes, it does matter. She said, ain't nothing wrong with having somebody on the side, friends and stuff. I said, no, that's all right. You have a good, I said, I'll see you later. I said, no, I said, I'm good. I said, I'm good. And I just went on about my business. I just let her know where I stood at, and I was done with it. There was another incident, because I met a lot of girls up in Georgia. A lot of them didn't give me the opportunity. That's what it goes back to what I'm telling you. I've been rejected. This is what I was telling you a couple of hours ago, is that I've been rejected by a lot of women when I was in Georgia. And when I would go out and go to talking biblical, because I was always on a biblical conversation, I would walk up to them just to break the icing. I would say things like, oh, do you go to church? That's the first thing that I would, more than likely, I say, do you go to church? And some of them would be wondering why. They would be kind of flattered. I would say, church. I said, yeah. I said, no, I'm not in church. And then some of them would say they're in church. And then I would ask them for their phone number or something like that. And some of them would be like, well, no, I don't give out my number, but I give you a website, or you can text me or something like that. I say, well, and I'd be like, and I would feel rejected because they didn't give me their phone number. And I would be getting mad with some of them. You know what I'm saying? And I really would. I would be getting mad, and sometimes I would walk off, and sometimes I would stick my middle finger up at them. I was stupid, man. I was acting crazy during that time. You know, and it goes back to what you're saying. Even though I was serving, I call myself serving God, but I felt like I was struggling with having a problem with being rejected by a lot of women and stuff. And maybe that might have a lot of me doing with me mostly being to myself to this day. And that had a lot to do with me being to myself to this day, because I've been rejected so much when I was in my 30s, until I just said, you know what, I got so used to being to myself until it's like I'm immune to it. And it's like, as I gotten older at the same time, it doesn't bother me as bad as it used to, because I done gotten older now. You know what I'm saying? But I even called myself getting into debates with some of them. Some of them would get mad and go and call the store managers on me, all kind of stuff, you know, and stuff like that, because they wasn't used to my response, because most men would have been like, well, you know, okay. And they're like, oh man, you come on, you can be my side chick. No, I be your side. I can be your side nigga and all that kind of stuff. See, I wasn't into it like that. And I feel like maybe that might be the reason why I got rejected, because when the people can tell when they meet you right off the bat, they can actually, they can tell whether by your countenance, what type they can feel like you was telling me earlier, you say you feel people's energy. Wicked people can feel a spiritual energy, I would say, if I'm saying it right. Hello?
Now you understand.
Huh?
Now you understand. You wasn't getting rejected. Okay?
Yeah, and that's why I was going back to your statement. Yeah. When you
Men
said,
like me, especially when I was in the army and stuff, I was an easy target. You know, because I loved women. Didn't matter who they was with, or I just wanted to get with the girl. So that was it. But this is how I was. I probably had sex with maybe 60 women, you know, maybe more. You know,
it don't even seem like it.
none of it don't seem like it, not no more. Because now I've been with the same person for 10 years. I mean, I've been gave that life up.
Yep.
It's draining on your soul, you know.
Yep.
And that's what I was telling you earlier, you are strong. You didn't let this, look at me. Everything I worked for, when I got a divorce for my daughter, I lost everything.
Yeah, I think I remember you kind of said
I
that.
lost my child too. Because I got with a wicked woman. You understand?
Yep, I do. I definitely
You
understand.
don't have this pain in your life where you got a child and you can't see them for 10 years. Don't know what they look like. Don't know what they sound like. Because of a wicked person.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And maybe the Lord didn't allow me to get with nobody. It's because He knew that. Huh?
Don't want you to go through that.
Yeah, that's what it was. I understand now why I was getting rejected. You see what I'm saying?
You didn't put yourself in a position to be hurt.
Right.
Even though you could have said, hey, let me go sleep with this girl, you know, let me go and get it out the way. You did. You had the strength to say, no, I'm going to do it the most high way.
Hey, can I tell you another story?
How many people can say they do that?
Not many. Not many, Carl.
Not many.
Hey, look, I can tell you another answer. I remember I was 15, and my brother under me was 14, and I was 15. We went to this place of this girl named, her name, whatever, Audrey, whatever. And he actually had her, had her naked or something like that. But for me, it's like I didn't do anything. It's like I was scared that I was gonna catch AIDS, and I didn't do anything. Just short. Huh?
You were scared you gonna catch AIDS?
Yeah, I was scared I was gonna catch AIDS. I was 15 years old, and I was afraid that I was gonna catch AIDS. So I refused to take and have sex with the woman. And she was like, yeah, she was 27 years old, and I was 15, and the person under me was my brother. He was 14. So I didn't do anything. So what happened was he got home and he took a towel and some bleach and got in the tub, and he went to scrubbing himself. He went to saying, man, I wish I had listened just like you. You didn't do nothing. I might have AIDS. It was so fun. Give me that bleach. He got in the tub. He said, man, and he put some soap on that towel. And he said, man, I should have listened to you. I should have been like that. He said, Peter, I should have did what you did. You know what I'm saying? I might have AIDS or whatever. But it wasn't funny to me though, because at first I'm like, well, I hope everything was all right. He said, man, you didn't do all of that. We were both in the room. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was both in the room, and he had sex with her, but I didn't. Because what I did, I kept my drawers on. I kept my drawers completely on, and I didn't take my I didn't take my private parts out or nothing, and put my private parts into her. Well, how can I say? What's the other word I can use?
Vagina.
Okay, yeah, vagina. Her no, not rectum. Rectum means your back part or whatever. But your vagina. I didn't do it because I was thinking, if you have sex with this one, if you put your penis in her vagina, then what's going to happen is is that you might catch AIDS. And I had sense enough to knew that AIDS was out there. And I didn't do it. I just got on top of the woman, and I just wasn't doing nothing. I was like moving my bodies, I was humping, but my penis wasn't out into her naked vagina. And I just said, no, I'm not gonna do this, man, because AIDS was around, and I was scared because I said I didn't want to catch AIDS. You know what I'm saying? AIDS was out. I said, I'm not having sex. I'm not deliberately sticking my penis in this woman because I don't want to catch AIDS. And this was way before I even got into the Bible. Yep. And my brother, he did. But he came home and he went to scrubbing himself. Like, he got in the tub, and some people say it was funny. I tell a lot of people this, and it'd be funny. And so he said, Peter, give me that bleach. Got in there and got some soap, rattled the towel up, and he said, Peter, man, I wish I could listen to you. Man, I hope I ain't got no AIDS. Give me that soap and that bleach. And he was just scrubbing the heck out of himself. He said, man, Peter, you was more a little smarter than that.
You see, you ain't have to do that.
No, He said, man, he was scrubbing himself so hard.
No, I ain't saying nothing. Go ahead.
He was scrubbing himself so hard. It was kind of hilarious, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, I hope not.
You felt bad for him,
Huh?
You felt bad. It wasn't funny to you because, you felt bad. You felt bad that your brother made the gospel.
Yeah, because I knew at 15, this was in 89, we was living in Sealyville here in Hammond. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And because AIDS had been out for decades, it was still out during that time. And I refused. Something just told, I don't know what it was. Something just told me, don't you do this, because you could get AIDS. And that's the only thing that stopped me from actually putting my naked parts into this woman's vagina. That's the only thing that stopped me, because say, remember, it's a possibility you can catch AIDS. So I didn't do it. I didn't, I just didn't do it. Yep. Because I've been in many situations where I could have done that, but I said, no. They had this, I think, woman, she was getting a divorce. And she said, well, you can come to the church and everything, and you can get you a good woman. This was when I was in Georgia. And I said, well, no, I don't want to feel like I'm coming to church just for that. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not comfortable with that. Just coming to the church just to get me, feel like I need to get me because I need a woman. I don't feel like I'm going to the church just for that because I feel out of place. Because by me trying to be righteous, I let them know I'm not trying to take advantage of nobody. They had another woman at one time. She offered two of them. They offered to buy me something when I was in Georgia, and they was offering to buy me certain things like food or what. You want anything up out of here? And I'm like, no, I don't. Because see, I wasn't looking for a woman just to have a woman to take care of me. I was looking for a woman because I wanted to love the woman and cherish the woman. That's the way my heart was, and that's what I wanted to do. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't the type of man is to turn around and try to beat a woman and take advantage of a woman. And when they saw that I wasn't that type of man, it made it, to me, in my opinion, it just made them wean away from me, because they were used to having men before they met me beat the hell out of them and do all kind of stuff to them and leave them with 5 or 6 kids. And I just said, that's not the type of guy that I am, and I don't want to do that.
You are one that no other man would have had the strength you have to say no in times like that.
Yep.
Especially if they never did anything before. Because being a young man is very hard. With all the testosterone going and you go into puberty and stuff like that, it's very hard to have strength at sometimes.
Don't get me wrong, it was hard. I can tell you, Bam, it was really hard. It was hard.
Yeah, but you still have the strength not to go through with it. You understand?
Yeah.
You got to the point where you couldn't take it, and you said, okay, I ain't doing it. And you did.
Yep.
That's the most important thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Other men I know, and I know a lot of men. I know a lot of men from a lot of different places. Still friends to this day. Nobody I know would have had the strength you had.
Yep.
And that's what I always tell you, and I told you earlier, you're different than us. You know?
Yeah.
You're different than us.
Yeah, he may tempt me in different ways and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're different than us. You know, you've always been like that. You know?
I think it came from, huh? I believe it kind of came from kind of a little. I feel like I came from a influence of a spiritual background, even though I had temptations and stuff that I was fighting and stuff like that. And you know, it being in the word, I wouldn't stand up there and tell you a lie and say that I wasn't being tempted and stuff like that.
Of course you was.
You know, in different ways.
That's not what I'm so proud of you for. I'm proud of you for, of course you have temptation, but I'm proud of you for not giving in to that temptation.
Yep.
You stand on your 2 feet and you said no.
Yep.
A lot of people ain't gonna do that.
You look, and you know what, Carson? Brother, this is what I would be saying. I would be praying, and I used to pray back in the day. Well, I always did, and I told the Lord, I said, I would tell women, I said, you know, when they thought I was weak for that though, but I told them, I said, you know what, my job is to love you and cherish you. I said, Lord, I want me a woman that I don't want to abuse nobody. I don't want no woman like that. They want a man like this, but I want to love and cherish a woman. I want a woman that's really fear God and somebody that really goes to church, and we both can take care of our kids together, and that we both can love one another, and we can be in unity and help each other. I said, that's really what I want. And every time I would pray and ask the Lord, ask the Most High God for like a wife or something like that, He would bless me with something different. He would give me. I would go out there, and when I was in Georgia, I would find like $10. Sometimes, $10, $25 sometimes, and I'd be like, okay, I appreciate this, but I really wanted a woman or something like that, you know, and stuff and things of that nature. I would always pray and say, Lord, I want me a godly woman like me. You know, somebody that I can lead in the right direction and stuff like that. But they looked at it as lame and stuff like that. And this, I said, I'm always getting rejected and stuff, but I always wanted to treat and try to establish and break the thing, break the curses, and create a good generation of good family. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've always been about. You know, I said, Lord, I want to like lead a woman into righteousness. I want to show a woman how she should be loved by a man and stuff. These are the ideas thoughts I had in my head. But I said, well, they don't want that, because a lot of them don't even appreciate the good man. A lot of them, when I approach them in a nice way or something like that, a lot of them would turn around and look at me like a threat or something, because I didn't walk up and I wasn't saying, hey, shorty, what's up, shorty? Come over here. You got a fine back. You got a fine ass. What's up, shorty? I want to get with you. You with a nigga and all. See, they were looking for me to talk like that, but I wasn't with that type of stuff. And they would tell me, like, you need to step your game up. I said, what are you talking about, step my game up? I said, well, I don't need to do all of that to get with nobody. I said, I don't need to impress nobody. I said, well, I see right away we can't, I like, well, okay, we ain't nothing we can do then. Just like that. I said, it ain't nothing we can do. I said, the way I see it, I said, I don't need to impress somebody. You know what I mean? It's either you like me for me or you don't. And when I would talk to them like that right away, they oh, this is a lame nigga. You know how the world talk. Oh, this is a lame nigga. We don't want to have nothing to do with that. And so that's the thing. That's the reason why I'm still single to this day, because most of the women that I met and most of the women that I talk to, I would be talking to a lot of them the very same way I'm talking to you right now. Yep.
Women here with women, like me, for example.
Okay.
I was like you when I was growing up. You know, I never was like disrespectful to women or, always, but the women all, when I was growing up, they all went to drugs. Okay? it's on now. Then I just was like, I ain't expecting it no more. And that's it. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, but you did the right thing. I did.
Yep.
I let that anger and stuff of rejection overtake, you know. But you didn't do it.
Yep. They didn't appreciate me being genuine toward them and not being that type of person. They wanted me to be sluggish and thuggish. And I told them, I said, I'm not with that. Huh?
They don't trust you if you ain't like this.
Exactly. And I said, now this is weird. And some women, I would try to approach them, and a lot of them would like keep walking. You know how you try to say, excuse me, ma'am, I want to talk to you. And some of them have an attitude with you and stuff. Like this is when I was in my 30s, in my early 30s, and things of that nature. They was all rejected. They would say, well, say things like, well, right now I'm not really looking for nobody. I'm trying to focus on school and stuff like that. They would throw that off as a manipulation because they found out the way I approached him, like, oh, his approach is too clean. You know, I'm just gonna turn him off and say I'm in school and I'm trying to focus on school. Then some of them would give me their numbers and stuff like that, and this and that and the third. And then a lot of them, like something told me, they had this woman, or I was on the bus one time, I was in Georgia. I was dead in Georgia. And they had this woman said, she gave me her phone number on the bus. She gave me a phone number on the bus. And what happened was, she said, I said, wait a minute, is you married? Is you got a boyfriend or whatever? She said, why does it matter? And I kind of got mad. I said, I said, no, thank you. And I, as soon as that bus stopped, I took that number and threw it down in her face. I said, no, thank you, I'm good. And got off the bus. I said, you with somebody. Yeah, they thought I was, you know, like they was expecting for me to respond like, oh, I don't give a damn. Now, what you say?
They wanted you to be a side dude.
Yeah. And then I asked another woman one time in Food Depot in Georgia. I said, walked up to her, because I'm the type, I'm from Louisiana, you know, I'm that type of person. I believe in approaching, you know, like I was always a caring person. It goes back to what you said about caring and you trying to save everybody, but you need to worry about yourself and this and that and third. So I felt like when I was in my 30s, that was my biggest problem. I'm trying to care about everybody else and trying to like what you were saying, everything you were saying, you was on point because you knew me, because you grew, you know, you pretty much grew up with me and stuff like that. You know my life and everything. And I was, like I said, I was getting ready to get off the bus, and it's like the woman didn't really care. It's like she didn't really care. I said, I'm not gonna mess with you, and I'm not gonna like try to lay up with you and do these things, and you already with somebody. I said, these type of things, I was saying to myself, man, this type of stuff get people killed. You know what I mean? People be getting the grave over stuff like this here. And I just said, no. Immediately, I said, no, I ain't messing with that. Now leave it alone. And a lot of women, that's why it goes back to what you were saying. That's why I was rejected. And I used to wonder, I said, why I'm rejected? I said, does it have, I was like, damn, I know I don't look all that bad. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, I know I don't look all that bad. I said, what's wrong with you? When you get rejected by a lot of people, which is me, I can relate to that part. You start to think, wait a minute, is there something wrong with me? And then you start to realize as you get older, huh?
You start thinking to yourself, something wrong with me, something wrong with the way I look.
Yeah.
Do I smell? You know, all that stuff.
Yeah, I was like, what did I do wrong? Did I do anything where I said? And then I started thinking, as I gotten older, it started to dawn on me, well, it may be because of your wisdom. You know, because when you got people in their 30s, most people in their 30s just thugged out or whatever. And so I never believed in that type of lifestyle like I am today. I don't believe in that type of stuff. I just believe in being natural. And if you can't accept me for who I am, now if I get rejected by it, it'll bother me, but it don't bother me as bad as it used to. Because now I look at it as stupid. And so they basically wanted to have what you call it, a anonymous relationship, unknown relationship without they real partner known. I said, oh no, you're not gonna have like, oh, I got friends. It ain't nothing wrong with having friends, and they sometimes they would laugh at me. And it goes back. I think you said something about that. Some don't get offended or don't take it personal when people laugh at you. And I noticed you told me something like that too. Some of them just sit there and just laugh. I'm like, well, okay, well, I'm glad you told me. And then one woman, she gave me a phone number, and then I called it one time, and the man answered the phone, and he said, "Who is this?" I said, "Oh, well, it's a lady I met in the store today, and this and that, and third, is she there?" I said, "Who?" I said, I said, "Who is this?" He said, "This is her husband." I said, "Oh, I didn't know you was married." And then he was saying, "Baby, who this is you got calling here?" I said, "Well, thank you for telling me." And I hung the phone up. I said, from now on, I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had, huh?
Man, she could have set you up. You know, what if her husband would have been angry?
Yeah. And I said, well, bless the man wasn't as violent, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how people react when it comes to something like that. People get violent, so especially over something like that. You know, and yeah, and so that's
no wonder you so like careful with that stuff. You know?
Yeah, and that's why right now, that's why I'm still single by myself. Yeah, that's why I'm still single. I said, man, this is
wow.
Huh?
Wow, I'm really shocked about that. She knows she has somebody, and then she gonna give you her number like that.
Yeah.
Knowing that her husband could hurt you or something.
Yeah.
People these days, wow.
Yeah, I told him.
No wonder you've been on your own.
Yep. Yep. Most of the time when you see me, I'm mostly to myself. I say, I try to, like you said, I try to avoid it. I mean, it ain't, I just stay to myself. I said, I don't want to be in no drama and stuff like that. So I just, if it takes me being to myself and stuff like that, I'll do it, These people.
Get caught up.
Yeah, getting caught up. And it goes back to everything that you're just saying. And I'm even describing it like you were saying. I appreciate your encouragement. It's really encouraging me is to be better than what I am, because I really appreciate you for telling me that, because I don't have no other like nephew or somebody that I can actually like go to, right, and just say, try to get encouragement and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But
I always thought Harry, even when I was a kid, you are one of the better. Well, actually, you are the best uncle, because all the other ones was, doing crazy stuff. You're the only one who really, stayed on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, survived. Yeah, I try to. Yeah.
Well, don't feel bad about the things you had to go through. I mean, you were stronger than all of us to, to do what you did. So, hey, you should be proud of yourself, actually.
Yeah, I am. Sometimes I feel, and sometimes I be tempted to say, well, if I went back out, I said, a lot of people, they don't understand you when you're being really spiritual and you're being these things. They appreciate you better when you're being doggish and dogging them out.
People ain't trying to hear that these days.
No.
People want to get down. They ain't trying to hear no, you have been a tough cookie to get through all of that without a scratch. To stand on your 2 feet and say, no, I'm not doing it. A lot of people ain't going to do that because they're weak in their soul,
Yeah.
But you have not.
Exactly.
You should be proud of it.
Yeah, I am. I try. So, sometimes you be like, and I feel like at some point, sometimes I'm just bitter toward people. I said, so maybe they might understand me better when I'm not so, like they call it, sweet or whatever, because they tend to take advantage of it. And sometimes I say, I wished I would have had a spirit to live the streets and live this and that and live the life and get out there like my other family members or whatever and do this. I said, maybe I probably been accepted better.
No, you don't, Peter. Look at me. I lost everything because of a woman.
Yeah.
My dad was in prison because of a woman.
Okay.
Your cousin just got killed.
Yeah.
When was it, last month? Marvin? Because of a woman. He just got killed when it was. Last month?
Yes. To my who?
Marvin.
Yes, last month, exactly.
Marvin just got killed last month because of a what?
A woman.
Exactly. Be proud of yourself that you didn't put yourself in a situation to be messed up or even worse, killed. Be proud you had the strength to not give in to that.
Yeah, you know what? I think all of this is connected. I'm glad. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, it's kind of connected.
Look at your cousin Marvin.
Yep.
Gone. You know, his daddy crying now. Uncle Dad.
Yep.
Look at Momo. You know, she's gonna worry about Wojak and Bobby for look at your own brother.
Yep.
Be proud of yourself that you had the strength to get away from all that. Yeah, so what? So you didn't get a chance to get with a wicked woman. Are you missing anything?
No.
Okay. You know? I had everything taken away. I had about $80,000 worth of stuff that was mine. Stuff I worked for my entire army was taken from because of a woman.
Oh my goodness, man, that's crazy.
Be happy that you didn't have to go through this stuff. Yeah, I know you probably went through with a woman, but I'm telling you from experience. Look at your brother, look at your cousin. It's not worth it.
That's right. Yeah, I definitely understand you, man. And
I had to start over from scratch. Everything I had, my motorcycle, my car, my own child. I don't even know what my daughter looks like right now. If she would call me on the phone, I wouldn't even know who it is. Because I ain't heard from her. Because her mama keeps her away from me.
yeah, I know it. I know the situation.
You don't want that pain on you. To have a child and you can't hear nothing and see nothing from it. I got to live with that every day.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I hope.
Glad that how would you feel if you had a child and you couldn't talk to him or hear from him?
I would feel the same way you feel.
Exactly. Be happy that you have the strength to not deal with wicked women. Be happy you didn't fall for the trap. You stayed away from the mousetrap. All of us, went for the cheese.
Yeah, I like that parable, man. That's a good parable.
We went for the cheese and then wonder why we get slashed.
Yeah, I like that. I like the parable. You said all of us went to the cheese in the mousetrap and got caught.
You seen the mousetrap and you was like, nah, cheese ain't working. I'll go find something else for you.
Yeah.
Being spiritual. Find something else for you. That's what I mean by it. But us, Wojak, me, we was like, oh, I'm going for the cheese. Yeah, it might be a trap, but I don't care. I'm hungry.
Yep.
And then you get crushed and wonder why you get crushed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And now that I'm an adult, I can see that, I don't have to hold on to that hate or nothing,
Okay.
Yeah. Be glad you didn't have to go through that. You still got your manhood in check.
Yeah. And I would say that I've done really, really well to say that I really didn't have my biological father. Huh?
You done better than all of us.
To say I ain't had no father or nothing, yeah.
Exactly. You lived a stress-free life.
Yeah.
Almost.
But I think I suffered it in other ways.
There is no hell have no fury like a woman scorned. Okay?
Yeah. Just like you got some.
Nothing you go through in life, if a woman mad at you or hates you, you're gonna suffer.
Say it again.
If a woman mad at you or hates you, you're gonna suffer. They gonna make a way for you to suffer. Whatever you love the most, they're gonna turn against you. In my case, it was my daughter. You know, 'cause I ain't really care nothing about her. But my daughter, when she was born, that was like my, I wanted to, protect her from this world. And I made a mistake of saying that in front of her one day. And she was like, "Oh, weakness? Got you."
Oh, you mean you made a mistake by telling your ex-wife this?
I didn't have a weakness. When we were together, there was no way she could get me. Like, anything she did, it didn't bother me. So when my daughter was born, and she seen that was my weakness, she was like, "Oh, weakness? Gotcha. I know what to do now." Yeah. If you had a child, it's just like, somebody holding your child ransom. Give us $100,000 we're going to kill the kid.
Right.
And you trying to, scramble up this 100,000, That was what child support is. It's something you got to do it every month,
Yep.
You don't want that. Some of these men, let me tell you something. I knew a guy who was married to his wife the whole time, and then the kids grew up, and when they went to college, she told her husband that the kids were not his.
Okay.
And then he went and got a blood test, and it turned out the children weren't even his.
Dang. And he been taking care of him his whole life.
Took care of him his whole life. That's wicked.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Imagine taking care of a kid, 2 kids. Their whole life, they don't know nobody else but you. And you don't know nobody else but them. For parent-child wise.
Exactly.
Then you find out that it's not your son and daughter. That their mom been lied all the time.
You'll be hurt, freaked out, and all kinds of stuff.
You're ready to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be glad that, that could make you go to prison and ruin your life. You see what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
The butterfly effect. When this happens, gonna make this happen. You kill somebody, that's gonna make you go to prison. That's gonna make you get, ain't no telling what's gonna happen to you in prison. And more than likely, if you kill somebody in America, you ain't never get out.
Yeah. Sure lane.
You ain't never get. You gonna die there. That means you gonna live in hell until you die. Because that's what prison is. Hell.
That's right.
And before I got to that point where I would hurt her, I just walked away. Yeah, I had to lose everything. But I'm free. I'd rather be poor and free than to be rich and in bondage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, man. Because, like you said everything. I'd rather be.
You ain't do nothing wrong. Trust me.
I appreciate you encouraging that, brother, because.
You don't know how it is.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had a young Clarence, maybe Clarence Jr. or something, and her mother then kept her or him away his whole entire life. You don't know what they look like. You don't know what your son look like. You don't know what he sound like. None of that.
That's right.
You got a son, but you don't know who they are. They're like a stranger to you. That's what I'm going through.
Yeah, I understand.
Because I didn't have the strength for to say no to temptation, like money and stuff. That's why. This is my penance for not having, the strength to, stand my ground and say, no, I know this wrong. I shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Get punished for it. That's it.
maybe the Lord saw fit that He allowed me to talk to you today, is because maybe He saw where I actually needed this, because you can get overwhelmed and frustrated at times. Like I'm still at the same time gonna get involved in me something, but I'm gonna get involved with me something positive. You know what I'm saying? So I can do something, continue to do something positive.
What you want to do?
What I want to do?
What do you like doing in life? Like, what kind of hobby you like doing? What do you like doing?
Like, what is my passion?
Yeah, your passion, yeah.
I would say that I actually just wanted to. I feel like I was put here just to make a difference. You know what I'm saying, in certain people's lives, and just want to make a difference by helping somebody, like being well off a little bit, and just like reach out and pass it on something to somebody else. You know what I'm saying, like financial wise.
Yeah, just go out, do your trade. Like, what do you like doing? Like, you like building?
Let's see here. Let's see here. I love to I like working. I know I have a pattern. I know whatever I work at, like working and stuff, like working, cleaning, and not on cooking or something like that. I like doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you like cooking.
And I also like reading.
Like what?
Reading.
Oh, okay, yeah. Reading, okay. You say you like cooking. You can go be a chef. Chefs get paid a lot of money.
Okay.
You can say you like reading. You can go to college and be a what's the word? Theologist. All they do is read about. You know what a theologist is?
Somebody who is somebody that's real scholar and well versed in biblical history.
Exactly. You can go be a theologist. You'll be a good one because you already know everything.
Yeah.
You can go do that. You can make money from that. Do something you love and make money with.
But most important thing I like doing, I like organizing. I like when I get on the job, I love to do it well. I take a lot of pride in doing it well. I like making people happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my passion. That's really what I want. Yeah, because I feel like I just wanted to make a difference, and I feel like I was put. Huh?
Go work at an old folks home. It's an easy job, and you can sit there and talk to the people all night, all day.
And I like putting stuff together.
Yeah. You can help them, take care of themselves, you can keep it organized around them. That's what my dad did.
Okay.
Yeah, he loved it.
Like I want to do things like my main passion is that if I'm like we came up poor. I know we came up poor and stuff. I want to be able to have enough money to where I can like reach out to the people that really appreciate it, and the people that really our people of color, black people, and like if they can't afford something, then I can say I got you on that, and just go walk up to somebody and to our people and pay for their stuff. The people that's suffering in our community. So that's one of my main passions.
Yeah, go and work somewhere.
Okay.
Get you a trade or something. Because let me tell you something. In this day and age, you need some type of education if you want a job that pays something. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't need to be smart to learn something. Okay?
Yeah.
You're not dumb. You're far from it. You can go to like a technical college, or you can go to like a trade school. You can learn how to weld. You can learn how to put bricks down. You can learn how to do carpentry. Working with wood. You can learn that.
Yeah.
Something is always being built. It's a job that's always going to have. You're always going to have a job if doing something like that.
Yeah.
Go do that. It's easy. You know.
Yeah, I sure can. You're right.
They make a lot of money. You can have your own stuff. You can buy your car if you want to.
Yeah.
You can do all the things like you say. You like helping people.
Yes.
Go and build your wealth. Forget about all that other stuff. That you've been talking about. With the do something you love.
Yes.
Spend your time. You say you want to do that, then go do it.
Okay.
Nobody's stopping you from doing that but you.
Yeah.
Focus on that. Focus on making a difference.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah.
What you want to do.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy to just say, okay, just try it for like a week. And see if you like it. Leave all the other stuff alone and just try to focus on something you like doing.
So I guess to go out and do it, you have to just search for somebody that you can like. What can I get involved? Just leave here and just what? Just.
No, you can just right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can go apply for a job at an old folk home. That's what my dad works at one of these places.
Okay.
He loves the job, And my dad is a convicted felon. He shouldn't even have a job, but he do. You say you like helping people. You can go there and help people all day.
Yeah.
You can help them make their food and help them get ready or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You say you like helping people and you get paid for it. You understand?
Yeah.
You have a paycheck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those paychecks add up, And then if you want to go help people with money, you can go help them. Hey, I got your groceries this time. Then you can do stuff like that. If you want to go somewhere else in the world, say like Africa or something, to help people or something like that, you can do that. You don't have to be limited to Louisiana if you want to help people.
Yeah.
There's people all over the world that need help.
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
always people that volunteer going to that. Like, those Christian people, they go everywhere and do stuff like that. Or even regular people too.
Yeah.
But if you want to start out helping people, go look at one of your places. One of those places I told you, like a nursing home or something like that.
Yeah.
Those people always need help. And you have a good paycheck. So you're knocking out two birds with one stone. You're helping people to something you like, and you put money in your pocket to take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't mind another paycheck.
Yes, I do.
So
I
you
wouldn't.
go out, do what you want, buy what you want. You can focus on yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll be much happier.
Yeah. I'm gonna start from somewhere by the grace of God.
Yeah, just start looking. Just look every now and then, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, you'll get something.
Yeah.
That's it. You got to be willing to take that first step.
Yeah, that's right. Take the first step.
Don't be afraid, or don't be. Just go, just do it.
Yeah.
You say you want to do it, do it. That's it. Focus on yourself.
Yeah. Like I could start it off with, I guess, with some kind of job or something, I guess.
Yeah, you start anywhere. The point is you start. You can start anytime you want. The point is you're going to start.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Well, all I can say is I'm willing to make that step, man, and go out there and do it,
Yeah, go out there and take care of yourself. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Be happy.
Yeah. And I know it's probably, like I said, it's probably by me being a man of color, it's harder, than it is for the so-called white man or whatever. they can go out there and get it all in 1 week, but we have to do it for man. Like,
Of course it is. But
mm,
what's going to take a year to do, it take us 5 years to do. But you know what? I still did it. And if I can do it, somebody like me, you can do it.
yeah,
You damn sure can do
yeah. Just like they say, it takes a lot of hard work.
it. It's okay to put yourself out there.
Yeah,
Not everybody's best. You're gonna meet bad people, but you're also gonna meet good people too. It's okay.
yeah,
You'll be alright. I mean, you've been alright up until now, ain't you?
yeah,
You'll be alright.
yeah. That's what I'm on. You know, you know.
You made to buy your car. You made to, do all the things you want to do. Travel if you want to. Do what you want. Freedom. Let's go to other states, help people. Go. Basically, you'll be free to do what you want.
Well, yeah,
That's why I went to the Army. So I can learn to take care of myself in this world. Because I knew, I said, okay, my father is here, but I still got to learn this. Or else I'm going to end up going down the bad road. So I said, okay, the Army is the next best thing. Taught me responsibility, taught me accountability, taught me how to take care of myself. It wasn't just all bad when I was in there.
yeah. I
It made me stronger. It made me stronger. Everything I went through. Now, I got that scar in my head.
Yeah, I know.
I remember that.
Yeah, we was out.
I remember that.
We was out for a family reunion one
I've
time.
been feeling ever since I was young.
Yeah,
Yeah. And if I can get out here and do something, you can too.
yeah. And I guess
Don't
that,
let these wicked people get to you. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Don't let these wicked people get to you. You're better than that. Focus on you. Do what you want to do. Say you want to help people, go do it.
yeah,
That's it. That's it. So you can start whenever you want to. Just make sure you start.
oh, yeah.
We all got to start our race somewhere.
I guess that comes through saving up money, I guess.
Rome wasn't built in a day. The Tower of Babylon wasn't built in a day.
Sure what?
It took time for this. So it's going to take time for you. But I'm saying, start somewhere. Lay that first brick down and keep going after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna do it too, man. By the grace of God, man.
Yeah. You're going to do it. I know you will.
Yeah.
So yeah, Peter, I'm going to go ahead and go wash up and stuff. It's almost midnight here.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It's evening here. It's like it's 3:33 p.m. here.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock at night here. 10:30.
Oh, okay. So that's 3. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Y'all 7 hours ahead of us then.
Yes.
And by the time it gets dark here and 10 o'clock here, it'll be almost daylight over there, huh?
Yeah, it'd be already morning here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But all right, then I ain't gonna hold you, brother. I'm glad I got a chance to talk.
I'm gonna try to call you more and talk to you.
Okay, then I might need to give you the regular phone number to mine too.
Yeah, just send a text from you know how to send a text, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone got an app on her phone called WhatsApp. Open the app and go to my name and I already wrote one. I sent her a video of Bobby. If you open that app, you're gonna see where like this foreign number said almost something. That's me. So send me the number on that.
Oh, you sent her a video about it?
Yeah, I sent her like this video that Chris sent me about it a couple years ago before he died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that, huh?
Can you see it now?
The number, yeah, I can give it to you now.
Yeah. Well, 1 second. Let me grab a pen. Okay, what's the number?
The number is 985. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me turn this off here because I don't want that.